Hello. The company being analyzed today is Waaree Energies Limited, India's largest solar panel manufacturer. Today, we're going to analyze the company's financials, what it actually does, and its future big growth plans, because the company truly has some big growth plans. So, let us start. First, we have a market capitalization of 76,895 crores. So, it's not a small company, it's a pretty big company. Current price of one share 2,673 rupees. Stocks price to earnings ratio right now 28.5 times. Nice return on capital employed, nice return on equity, very important metrics, and book value of 399 crores. Here we have the financials. First, let's go to the revenue. Revenue increased from 1,993 crores in fiscal year 2021 to 14,846 crores of revenue in fiscal year 2025. That is a massive amount of growth. EBITDA, that is earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, or topmost right where I am, increased from 125 crores in fiscal year 2021 to 3,123 crores in fiscal year 2025. If you can see here in the EBITDA margin, okay, it increased from 6%, then 14%, to then 21%. The company has gotten even more profitable. And finally, we come to profit after tax, increasing from 48 crores in fiscal year 2021 to 1,928 crores in fiscal year 2025. That is truly massive. Then, return on capital employed has increased from 16% in fiscal year 2021 to all the way to 34% in fiscal year 2025. Then, if we see return on equity has also seen a rise, rising from 14% in fiscal year 2021 to 28% in fiscal year 2025. These metrics are important in finance to evaluate a company's efficiency, you can say. Then let's come to net debt to equity ratio. What is net debt? Net debt means total debt minus cash and cash equivalents. And as you can see, this metric has become negative from positive to negative. How? Now, it can only be negative when either net debt or equity is negative. It's a ratio, see? So, equity is thankfully not negative. It's that net debt is negative, meaning that's a good thing. That's a good thing. The company's cash and cash equivalents are more than its total debt. So, you can see minus 0.72 times. So, good. And cash conversion ratio means what percentage of the company's either net profit or the company's EBITDA. I don't know cash conversion ratio, which number they're using. Are they using net profit or EBITDA? But let us be positive. Let us say they're using net profit. This percentage, 112%, means that the cash flow from operations was 112% of net profit. It was 12% higher than net profit if they're using net profit here, okay? I think actually that will be pessimistic. The optimistic one will be EBITDA. Yeah, I'm stupid, my fault. But still, you can see 100. See, so cash conversion, the company can generate strong cash flows, maybe even higher than net profit, as shown by this cash conversion ratio. So these were the financials of the company, okay? Now comes the company overview. We will start reading from the left side, upper left side. So, largest solar module and cell player in India, okay, largest solar module and cell player in India. Then you can see from fiscal year 2022 to fiscal year 2025, revenue has 5x, EBITDA has 15x, and in that same time, profit after tax has increased by 24 times. And very useful thing here, fiscal year 2025, where did revenues come from? So here it's shown 83% of revenues came from domestic and around 17% of revenues came from overseas. So overseas market is a very relevant market for the company. Remember that, okay? And we will come to that. That will become very important. Now, quarter 2 fiscal year 2026. In quarter 2 fiscal year 2026 alone, the company delivered revenues of 6,227 crores, 1,500 crores of EBITDA. In quarter 2 alone, I hope, 878 crores of net profit. Their current module manufacturing capacity. What is module? For simplicity's sake, let's consider them as panels. So solar panels, solar modules, interchangeably we are using. 18.7 gigawatts module manufacturing capacity. 5.4 gigawatts of solar cell manufacturing capacity. Solar cell is a very important component in solar module. This is backward integration. 47,000 crores order book. What is order book? The orders they currently have from customers. So customers have signed the contracts, they have these orders. I think they have signed the contracts, but they have this much amount of orders. 47,000 crores of orders. High return on capital employed, high return on equity, and 25,000 crores of capital expenditure investment is being planned. Where is this investment going? We're going to cover that soon. Now, in quarter two fiscal year 2026, let's go first here. Module production, that is panel production, was 2.6 gigawatts and cell production was zero point 0.6 gigawatts in quarter two. Okay. Now, this order book, 47,000 crores, means 24 gigawatts of capacity. And of this 24 gigawatts of order book, 59.5% came from overseas. So now you're seeing, right? Overseas market, especially, I believe the US market is very important, going to become more and more important. And 40.5% of this order book is India. The order pipeline, meaning the projects they're going to bid for, they're evaluating bid for, or they're currently bidding for new projects. 100 gigawatts of pipeline. So doing some simple calculations, very simplistic calculations, if 24 gigawatts gives 47,000 crores, 100 gigawatts will give how much crores? You can, unit maths, I guess, unitary maths and geographical revenue mix. I believe this is for, what is this for? I think this is for quarter two. This should be for quarter two. Overseas 47.2%, then domestic, retail, EPC, and enterprise. Okay, see, retail, I think directly selling to people, enterprise, directly selling to businesses. So it does both, from what I understand. Now, massive capacity expansion. Sorry, massive capacity expansion first. Current capacity 16.1 gigawatts in India, 2.6 gigawatts of capacity in US, module manufacturing capacity. They acquired a company in the US. Now, future capacity, they're adding 6 gigawatts of module slash panel capacity and another 2.05 gigawatts, including 1.6 gigawatts or more capacity in the US. So, by the end of fiscal year 2026, we are currently in quarter four of fiscal year 2026. Okay, we are currently in quarter four. So, fiscal year 2026 is about to end in a few months. It will end in March. The company's capacity is going to increase to 26.7 gigawatts from the current 18.7 gigawatts. Then solar cells is going to expand from 5.4 gigawatts right now to 15.4 gigawatts by end of fiscal year 27. That's like 14, 15 months. The end of fiscal year 27 is like 14, 15 months from now. Big expansion, almost 3x, little less than 3x, with 6 gigawatts coming from the PLI scheme, the production linked incentive scheme. I don't know why they are placed separately. I will need to read this, why they are placed separately and all. And 4 gigawatts in India. Then another capacity, ingot and wafers. What are ingot wafers? From what I understand, from what all I understand, it's another component used in solar modules. So it's another case of backward integration. Backward integration is done for faster production times, lesser delays, and increased profit margins sometimes. So total, they want 10 gigawatts of ingot wafer capacity by end of fiscal year 2027. So yeah, massive, massive capacity expansion. Now, look at this. Look at the bottom. Reaffirm guidance for fiscal year 26, EBITDA in the range of 5,500 to 6,000 crores. And you can go earlier in the segment and see how much EBITDA they did in fiscal year 25. Because right now for fiscal year 26, they want to go to 5,500 crores to 6,000 crores EBITDA. Here we have, okay, EBITDA fiscal year 25, 3,123 crores. I think this may include other income, I'm not sure. But you can see the guidance is 5,500 to 3,000, sorry, 6,000 crores. So massive growth EBITDA they are going for this year, and strong operating performance. We have already read all these numbers, but they're expecting second half to be better. Second half of the year, meaning quarter three and quarter four of year. Second half. First half is quarter one plus quarter two. Now look at this. Execution of ingot wafers, cells, and module facilities is on track. Now, cell production continues to ramp up, expecting second half to be significantly better for cells, solar cells. Now, new businesses, inverters, battery energy storage systems or BESS, green hydrogen facilities are ramping up on expected lines, and companies planning to operationalize a large part of remaining module capacity expansion by early 2026. So everything seems on track or close to track. No major delays or something like that. Now, you remember that previous 25,000 crores of capital expenditure? Of course, a portion of that will go to like expanding modules, expanding cells. We covered all that. But the new businesses, okay, diversifying green portfolio. The major thing here is battery energy storage systems. They're investing 10,000 crores worth of money. For what? First, they want to have a total battery energy storage system capacity of 20 gigawatt hours. The phase one will be 3.5 gigawatts hour of capacity by end of fiscal year 2027, and the remaining capacity by end of fiscal year 2028. Then comes inverters, 180 crores of what is that investment, 4 gigawatts per annum worth of capacity. Phase 1 of this inverters will be by end of fiscal year 2026, 3 gigawatts. Remaining 1 gigawatt by fiscal year 2027, it's also on track. Then green hydrogen electrolyzer. From what I understand, green hydrogen, is green fuel used in many industries, and electrolyzer is the technology or the machine used to make or critical in making green hydrogen. A PLI scheme, production linked intensive incentive scheme for electrolyzer manufacturing facility. Ooh, 676 crores worth of investment and plant capacity of 1 gigawatt operational by fiscal year 27. Then renewable power infrastructure, renewable power generation, renewable power infrastructure. 2,250 crores of investment approved. Okay, they committed this much investment, they're committing this much money for infrastructure. Okay, PPAs, power purchase agreements, signs or bids won 413 gigawatts, sorry, megawatts. So what's a PPA? Purchase power agreement. Basically, they're saying bids have been won. Basically, clients have agreed to buy 413 megawatts of power from Waaree on a regular, like annual basis. Annual basis. That's a purchase power agreement. Agreement to purchase power, and secured connectivity of 6.1 gigawatt. Okay, I actually don't know what that means. So what does this show? They're expanding to more and more things. They're being more diversified. Inverters, okay, they're in addition to the ongoing portfolio. Green hydrogen, it's expected to be big, massive in India. And battery energy storage systems is interesting because a bunch of solar companies are saying that now more and more clients are requiring battery energy storage systems. And the government is saying to include or suggesting to include more battery energy storage systems because see what happens, solar energy is produced, but during like night time there's no solar and sometimes electricity is needed during the night. So what they do is that during the daytime, excess electrical energy produced like solar, the excess electricity is stored by these battery energy storage systems, and then it's used during the night, round the clock. I think it's called round the clock. So, like solar power plant plus BESS, or that is one thing, or selling BESS alone, like battery energy storage systems, selling them to clients, or there's another business model where they will own the battery energy storage systems, but clients will pay them to store energy. So that's more profitable. So you can see battery energy storage systems, it's a big thing. India is expected to have a battery energy storage system boom. Like generally saying a massive, massive boom. extremely big ramp up in capacity, like extremely big. Not kidding. Inverters, I don't know much about. I think green hydrogen is a big thing. So that was it. That was Waaree Energies Limited. Very interesting company. Let us see how it does in the future. Yeah, it's going to be impressive they achieve all these targets. And let's see how these new segments bring about a future generation of growth, maybe after solar. That is it. Bye.